Day 169 of this phenomenal journey, adventure that we are all on together. By way of reminder, we are developing discipline of regularly reading the Bible and discovering the joy of immersing ourselves in the scriptures, of allowing God's scriptures to shape and form us, to be transformed by His word. Ephesians chapter 1. I love the book of Ephesians. It is such a Christ-centered, encouraging, uplifting epistle written by Paul to the church in Ephesus, in the greater Ephesian area. Obviously a circular letter, in other words, meant to be circulated amongst the entire region. Interestingly, the whole of Ephesians chapter 1, which we read today, is in the original Greek just 3 sentences. Some of our translations sort of give a glimpse of that, but there are 3 poetic, really just well-crafted sentences. Paul, if you'll cast your minds back to Acts, you'll remember that he spent about 3 years in Ephesus. So he knows these Ephesian people, and he grew to love them, to teach them, and really spent a lot of time with them. And now he's imprisoned in Rome, and from Rome, he writes this letter to them, encouraging them in their faith. After the greeting, he starts with the second sentence in Ephesians chapter 1, which is all about just blessed be God and the fruit, the favor, the grace of us being in Him, what it means for us to be in Him. And then he does this beautiful thing. He says, we, talking about the Jews, we were God's first chosen, but you. So in Ephesus, these are almost all Gentiles, non-Jewish people that he writes to. He says, we were to the praise of God's glory, and now you have heard the message, you believed the message, and you were sealed with the Holy Spirit to the praise of God's glory. And that's a theme that's going to run all the way through the book of Ephesians, that God has chosen the Greek, the Gentile, just as much as He has chosen the Jew. And then Paul has this really long single sentence prayer in the third sentence in Ephesians chapter 1. It's just an apostolic prayer. He's praying, and I love the prayer because it's so Jesus focused. He prays for the church in Ephesus, the believers in Ephesus. He prays for them that they may have a revelation of who Jesus is. And then he prays a whole bunch of things of who Jesus is. Just the glory, the grace, the magnificence of Jesus, the head over everything, including the church. It's going to be a really important component here in Ephesus because the Gentiles are as much part of the church as the Jews are, which is the fullness of Christ. It's through the church that He fills everything with Himself.